Welcome back to another rebuild I got for you guys here today. Today I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the New York Giants. It's been quite a while since, I did a Giants rebuild of any sort. I think they were like the third team I rebuilt on Madden 18, but let's get right into this one. Here's a look at the Giants offense. Not too bad. There's a couple really good players on this team, of course, like Odell. Don't really have to talk about him all that much. He's a superstar for sure. Sterling Shepard is not a bad player at all. I'm probably going to have him play the slot. I think he's one of the better slot receivers in the NFL for sure. Eli Manning. Okay, so I'm an Eagles fan, and I really don't dislike Eli Manning that much. I think Eli Manning is a solid quarterback. I think a lot of the picks he throws really aren't his fault. I mean, a lot of them are, right, because interceptions are normally the quarterback's fault. But I feel like a lot of the time, especially before Odell really got popular, I felt like I just saw him like throwing receivers that were open, throwing two receivers that were open, and they would just drop it and it'd get picked off, get tipped up and get picked. Like, Matt Ryan kind of had that issue this past year. A lot of his interceptions came from tipped passes and stuff. Eli also has been playing behind a pretty bad offensive line the past few years, so I really have nothing against him. I think he's a good quarterback, but for rebuild's sake, he's really not that good. He's 36 years old. Very old player, in rebuild standpoint, very old in just the NFL in general actually, and he's only an 80 overall. He's only going to go down from here, so I'm going to make the decision to start Davis Webb. He's a rookie, of course, with good throw power, pretty decent accuracy. I mean, he has good short accuracy, that's pretty much it, and not bad speed. I think he can develop pretty well. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was the long-term answer for my Giants fantasy style rebuild. I'm pretty sure I kept him the entire time. Also, at running back, I'm not entirely sure why they went after Jonathan Stewart. He's not a bad player either. Like, he did consistently well, when he was on the Panthers. But, I feel like Orleans Darkwa could have had, the same productivity as Jonathan Stewart. I don't think Orleans Dark was that bad, but they don't have him anymore. They do have Wayne Gallman, though, who is a rookie out of Clemson, I think. Yeah, 89 speed, 86 trucking. He's decently fast and, is pretty strong there with his trucking ability. I'm going to start Wayne Gallman for the same reason that I'm starting Davis Webb. He's a rookie, can develop a lot better than Jonathan Stewart can if Gallman plays well. Gallman probably won't play well. That's normally what happens with me and rookie running backs. But on the off chance he does, he can develop really well. Jonathan Stewart is not good in a rebuild. He's 30 years old. He's a decent overall now, but next season he'll probably be like an 83. I'm going to keep him as the backup. I feel like this is what they're doing in real life. They're just going to have Saquon Barkley here, obviously, instead of Wayne Gallman. I'm sure Saquon will start. But if Saquon doesn't start, he's going to be a phenomenal, change of pace back. They also drafted Hernandez at left or right tackle. One of the tackle positions, I think he's going to do really well too. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've already said that. That's that phrase, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've said that a couple times. But I think he's massive. And he's just a really big brawler. He can, he's a really good tackle. I think he can play well. The Giants had a phenomenal draft. They drafted arguably the best talent in Saquon Barkley. They drafted Hernandez. I think his name's Will Hernandez, right? At offensive tackle. And I'm pretty sure they drafted a couple good players, in the later rounds on defense. They also drafted Lawletta. What's that guy's name? The quarterback. I'm not really that big into college football. I think I've said that before, but I kind of paid attention to this draft. They drafted him. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't think he'll start. I'm sure they'll still go with Eli. But Nate Solder's on this team now. Not a bad left tackle. He's played well for the Patriots in the past. They lost their two best offensive linemen in Weston Richburg and Justin Pugh. I think Pugh has had injury problems, and I'm not really sure what Weston Richburg's deal was. I don't know. Eric Flowers is a terrible player. He's not very good. Maybe he can play better at right tackle now, though, but he was clearly a bust, I think. Can you classify him as a bust hit? He's only been in the NFL for 2 years. If he has another bad season, then sure. But they also, I think they passed up on Todd Gurley to get him. I'm pretty sure Todd Gurley went 2 picks later. Evan Ingram is a really good tight end. He had a good season. A very good receiving tight end for sure. On defense, they have one of the best strong safeties in the NFL in Landon Collins. This guy is a baller for sure. Fantastic player out of Alabama. Can't really say enough good things about him. There's a lot of players on this team that I like, even though I'm an Eagles fan. I do like Landon Collins a lot. I like Damon Harrison a lot. I think he is kind of underrated. I'm not sure if he's been to a Pro Bowl. I feel like I've read somewhere that he hasn't yet. But he is a great run stopper. He might be the best run-stopping defensive player in all of NFL. According to Pro Football Focus, he just has ridiculous run-stop percentage numbers. He has really good stats, too. He's a very good defensive tackle. Dalvin Tomlinson had a good year as a rookie. Olivier Vernon still here. Janoris Jenkins isn't bad. Eli Apple, not fantastic. William Gay, I guess they signed. He has had success in the past. Alec Ogletree, not a bad linebacker. He was pretty decent on the Rams. I'm pretty sure he scores pretty lowly. according to Pro Football Focus, if lowly is even the correct word there. BJ Goodson's going to start because he's kind of young. I think he's like 23, 24. He's going to start at middle linebacker. I guess they have Ray Armstrong now. I don't know. A lot of work to be done with this team. So I added Eric Flowers to the trade block, and he's actually getting some offers. That's surprising. I can't imagine they're that good. A 3rd rounder next year from the Browns, or a 5th, a 4th, and a 7th. So the 5th is this year, the 4th is next year, and the 7th is next year. I'm going to take that from the 49ers. So we are 2-5 at the mid-season mark. I'm actually alright with that. I kind of hope this team does really bad. The Rams are 6-1 though. The Eagles are 7-1. The Redskins are 5-2. We are 2-5. And the Cowboys are 1-6. That's funny. Davis Webb has 4.3 thousand experience. Wayne Gallman doesn't have all that much. Doesn't look like he's playing too well. Odell has 11,000. That's really not that bad there. He should probably be having a pretty good season. Can I go down, please? Come on. Let me go back up now. This controller is kind of messed up. Oh, it took me all the way back to the offense. Lovely. Okay, anyway. On the defense, 5,500 from Landon Collins. Looks like the most, I think. Janoris Jenkins, 4.3 thousand. All right, so let's bring back whoever we have to. I'm not even too sure who this player is. John Greco is the top guy, but Robert Thomas is the dude I saw. Don't really want him. I don't really want any of these people. All right, well, I'll see you at the end of the year. No playoff appearance for us, of course. 3-13. That's awesome. I hope we have the first overall pick. The Eagles went 14-2, the Redskins 12-4, and the Cowboys 5-11. I'm okay with this, though. I really hope we have the first overall pick. 3-1 in the preseason. We actually beat the Cowboys, lost 2, beat the Buccaneers, lost a whole bunch, and then beat the Cardinals. Okay, well, anyway. Maybe our quarterback still won Offensive Rookie of the Year. That would be awesome. I really highly doubt it. 4,006 yards. At least he got over 4,000 yards. 19 touchdowns, 21 picks. Not a good season at all. Wayne Gallman. One of the worst seasons I've ever seen from a running back for sure. Odell gets over 1,000 yards. Not terrible, I guess. So does Sterling Shepard. Russell Shepard gets 2 touchdowns. Okay, Evan Ingram gets 4. Sacks, probably not good. 26 lit up from Nate Solder. 23 from Nick Becton. Okay, I doubt Eric Flowers would have done much better. B.J. Goodson, 153 tackles. That's really not even that bad. 110 from Alec Ogletree. 27 tackles for loss for Damon Harrison. 13 from Olivier Vernon. Okay, that is a ton from both of those guys. 10 sacks from Olivier Vernon. 7.5 from Damon Harrison. 6 interceptions from Landon Collins. 4 from Janoris Jenkins. 1 from Olivier Vernon. He got a pick. He had a really good season. 1 from Ray Armstrong, B.W. Webb, and Eli Apple. Any touchdowns? We did not get any. That's okay. We were 32nd in the NFL on offense. That makes sense. And then on defense, we were 11th. Okay, our defense actually didn't play that badly. Tom Brady wins MVP. We're not going to see a Giant in any of these awards, near the top at least. Carson Wentz is Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. Defensive Player of the Year, maybe. This is like the only chance we could see somebody. Nobody from our team. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Davis Webb comes in 4th. I think Alvin Kamara won that, right? Who else is in there? Wayne Gallman comes in 6th there. Alvin Kamara did win it. I just said his last name 2 different ways there. Whatever. I don't know how it's pronounced. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Gerard Davis. Anybody from the Giants? Dalvin Tomlinson did not make it. It's okay, though. I highly doubt we have any kind of experience. Maybe Landon Collins made a Pro Bowl, or Damon Harrison. I'm sure he did. 17K from Odell is decent, but I mean, it's Odell. He's not really going to change all that much. On the defense, 14,000 from Landon Collins. 20,000 from B.J. Goodson. Did he make a Pro Bowl? Okay, well, he led the NFL in tackles. Didn't make a Pro Bowl somehow. Damon Harrison only got 9,000. I feel like that's a Pro Bowl. He actually did not make a Pro Bowl. How did he not make a Pro Bowl? He had 27 tackles for loss. Okay, nobody else really got all that much. I mean, Dalvin Tomlinson, 10,000. That's actually not that bad. We can sign some free agents now. $42 million to spend. Who is the top free agent? Drew Brees. He'd be interesting to get, but I don't really want him all that much. Trey Boston, I would really go after, but the Dolphins are giving a lot of points. Marquise Lee. I'm going to go after him. You never really see him in free agency. That's interesting. 95 points. I'm going to go more because he's a very talented wide receiver. I think I really want him on the team. 104 points. I'm actually going to up that a bit more because I don't really think I'm going to go after many people, so I can afford to spend some money here. 108. I think that should be good enough to get him on the team. Eric Reed wouldn't be bad, but okay, I thought the Redskins were going after both of these players, but the Redskins are paying a lot. Trent Brown. Okay, Trent Brown would be really nice. I'm going to go after him as well. I'll probably have to give a decent amount of points. 99 there. I think I can afford to go over 105. I'll go to 108 if I can. 109. Okay, that works. I'll try to go after him. He's not a bad player. He develops pretty well usually, and I'll let you know if I get anyone else. So we got Justin March Lillard. I went after him as well. Trent Brown actually declined our offer, but we also got Marquise Lee, so it's all good, I guess. So we have the first overall pick in this draft. There's a really good quarterback that I want. So I might try to trade with the Bengals to see if they want to take this draft pick from me, because they will. Obviously, I'd be able to get a trade to go through with them. But I don't think they'll take a quarterback. Let me make sure, though. I'm going to take the risk here and hope that they don't take a quarterback. It's their 5th need. There's a few other players, you know, on the top, like 32, you know, the first round draft picks that are like defensive tackles and centers. There's a good wide receiver up there too. So I'm going to really hope they don't take a quarterback. I think this guy's going to be like an 86 overall. So that's why I really want him. Let's see if they take him. I really don't think they should. But they did not. Okay, they took a defensive tackle. Good to know. The Dolphins will take this quarterback, so I'm going to hop on this now and take Nathan McNown out of Penn State. 24 years old is not great, but he's probably like an 84 overall. 86. Okay, with Superstar, this guy is amazing. I'm going to be trading away the first pick in the 2nd round here. Let's see what some teams are offering. A 2nd this year still, a 4th this year, and a 3rd. I kind of want a 1st. I can get 3 first-round draft picks for next year if I do that. There's a 3rd this year, a 2nd, and a 4th. The 2nd's next year, the 4th is this year. A 1st and a 3rd this year, that is most likely what I'm going to be taking, because the 3rd I can actually use this season. A 1st, a 3rd this next year, okay, no, that's just, why would I accept that, Browns? Why would I accept that? So, a 1st rounder from the Saints and a 3rd rounder this year is what I will be accepting, and then I have the next pick after this. I think I'm just going to take a safety. I think I'll be taking a safety with this pick, unless, hold on, is this halfback still there? He is not. Okay, there's a couple guys that skipped the combine down there, but, I mean, I think there was 2 running backs that skipped the combine. I don't think either of them are going to be anything special. But right here, I'm going with Brayon Oliver. I don't think this guy is going to be anything that special, but he does have a good combine. He's pretty fast. He's decently agile, can accelerate well, and he has okay top 3 skills. Let's see what he's all about, though. 76 overall. Not bad, but he does have slow development. I think I'm still going to start him, though. 92 speed, 79 zone, 92 acceleration, 77 tackle and pursuit, 87 hit power. Not a bad player. With this pick, I'm going with Pierce Fluker, an offensive lineman. Maybe he's like DJ Fluker's cousin or something. But he's super strong. 39 reps. That is great. That should be like 93 plus strength, I think. So let's see what this guy is all about. 78 overall, normal development, 92 strength. Okay, I was a bit off, but 81 run, 80 pass, 90 impact. This guy should, you know, be a pretty good player for us. I'm going to be trading away this 3rd round draft pick, trying to get some stuff for next year. There's a 2nd and a 5th next year. I'll probably take that, or a 2nd and a 4th. Might as well. 2nd, no, it's a 3rd and a 4th. 2nd and 6th, 2nd and 5th. 2nd and 6th, 2nd and 6th. Okay, I'm going to go with the 2nd and 4th from the Saints. I'm taking all of their draft picks. With this pick, I'm going with Rayshawn Mahelena. Okay, he looks like a decent offensive lineman. Should probably be like a 75 at least. I'm hoping maybe he has some sort of a development trait because he's only 21 years old too. He can develop super well. Even with normal, he'd probably still develop well. Let's go with him. 76 overall, normal development. Very good blocking stats though. He's pretty balanced. Perry McMillan is the player I'm going with right now. I don't think this guy is going to be great. I draft these like defensive ends who are very strong all the time and they never really amount to anything. Let's just see what he's about though. 72 overall, normal development, really not that bad of a player. 90 strength, 87 tackling, 76 block shed, 79 acceleration. I mean, if I can't find a better defensive end, this guy might start. I'm kind of just taking this quarterback to see what he's all about. He's not going to play, obviously, because I drafted an 86 overall superstar. I just want to see what this guy's about. 73 with superstar, that's really interesting. I'm actually really surprised this guy has superstar dev, but he does have 87 speed. He can move. Vince Gleason. This guy should probably be like a 75 overall. That's my guess with quick. That's usually how these players turn out to be. Very good combine. He's elusive. He can, you know, run decently fast, and he's actually kind of strong. Let's go with him. 77 overall quick development. A bit better than I thought. I don't know if I'm going to keep this guy at outside linebacker or not. I might also throw him to middle, just so he has a good chance of winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. You know, I haven't really decided yet. So I have a ton of draft picks for next year, so I don't really want to trade down right now. Maybe I can go with a random receiver. I don't really need a wide receiver, but there's some decent looking combines here. Anybody that's like super fast? Any speed guys left? A route runner? Normally they're decently fast. Not really. Kind of agile. I might go with that guy in case he like is a good kick returner or something. Let's go with him. 71 overall. Normal development. Really not that bad of a player. Apparently that was an excellent pick. 88 speed, 81 catching. This guy looks kind of like agile though. 94 agility, 83 elusiveness. Okay, that guy's not terrible. I'm giving the Seahawks Patrick Omameh, Russell Shepard, and Eli Apple for Shaquille Griffin. Here's a look at the team going into this second season. McNown is up to an 87 in the correct scheme. Just look at his stats. 94 throw power, 86 throw on the run, 79 play action, 79 speed. Really not that bad. And then 89 short, 88 medium, 85 deep. That is insane. This guy is such a good passer. He has no elusiveness, What is agility? 86. That's actually not even that bad. Then we're going to have Jonathan Stewart play running back here because why not? Wayne Gallman did nothing. I thought maybe he could develop. I was wrong. Jonathan Stewart is going to be the running back. This wide receiver core actually looks really good right now. Also, this guy was a rookie, so I signed him. I don't know. He's a 77 overall. He's not bad. I mean, what's his juke move? 92, 85 kick return. 91 agility, 86 elusiveness. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he can do something. This is the offensive line. So I signed John Sullivan in free agency. He actually is an 80 overall right guard, so I'm going to keep him there. Fluker's playing left guard. Mahelena's playing right tackle. This guy is also an undrafted free agent that I just signed, just as a random blocking tight end. So the offense is actually not bad. I feel like they can actually put up a decent amount of points. Then on the defense, we got Gleason, which is the outside linebacker we drafted. He's going to be playing middle. Marsh Lillard is playing right outside linebacker. BJ Goodson's playing left. Alec Ogletree is just the backup middle. Oliver is going to be starting at free safety. Shaquille Griffin. Yeah, Shaquille. I keep getting them mixed up. Shaquille Griffin is starting at cornerback number 2. Craig Major was in, or Mager, however it's pronounced, was in free agency as well, so I signed him. He's going to be my nickel corner. And this D-line, I have McMillan starting, who is the guy we drafted. He's 6'7", by the way. Maybe if he can have a good season, he can go up really well. Olivier Vernon, Damon Harris, and Dalvin Tomlinson, not changed. Landon Collins, of course, is not changed. So yeah, this is the team. I might try to cut William Gay, because I feel like he might be making a decent amount. That's worth it to cut, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to sim. So we are 6-2 at the midseason mark. This team is playing a lot better than the team was last year. 4-4 for the Cowboys. The Eagles are also 6-2, and then the Redskins are 3-4. So the experience, we have 14,000 from this quarterback. I actually don't want to spend this. I want to see how much this guy can get. I hope he's going off. Odell has a good amount. Marquise Lee. Why am I blanking on your name right now? Marquise Lee. I was thinking of Markel Lee. I don't know. I know I said Marquise, but I wasn't confident in me saying that answer. Whatever. Sterling Shepard at 4.9 thousand. The offensive line is looking like they're playing okay. Evan Ingram, 3.5 thousand. Almost 3.6 thousand. That went all the way down to my practice squad. Okay, Odell's my kick returner. Do I want that to happen? Who's Oliver? Oh, he's my safety. Really? He's an 86 kick returner. I'm going to put him there. If he can make the Pro Bowl as a kick returner, that would be awesome. But he has 3.5 thousand experience. Can I go back up to my defense, please? Hey, it finally let me. My middle linebacker has 11,000 experience. Not bad. I'm going to spend this, though, because I want to get this guy as good, up as well as I can, is what I meant to say. He had really bad awareness there. He should go up pretty well now and get some in his tackling as well. 79 overall. He actually only went up 5 overall points from that. Thought it would be a bit more. It's okay. What about the rest of the offense, or the defense? 3.8 thousand for this guy. 3.6 thousand for Craig Major over there. Mager, however it's pronounced. But we have to bring back Odell. That is a must. Landon Collins is here. Alec Ogletree, I'm actually okay with letting go, because I have a good middle linebacker now. Aldrich Rosas, I will bring back. Brett Jones, I'll let go. Michael Thomas, I'll let go. Roger Lewis, I'll let go. So Odell, let's bring him back to the team. We actually have a decent amount of money, and there's not a ton of players we have to bring back. Odell is coming back to the team. Landon Collins, pretty much as important, just on the defensive side, really. He is coming back to the team. Alec Ogletree, I will let go. Aldrich Rosas is a pretty good kicker. Let's go with that. He's also very young, so why not? He's coming back to the team, and then I don't think I want anybody else. We did not make the playoffs, so I guess we did not play that well, during the second half of the year. We went 8-7-1. Okay, so that's a pretty big upgrade from last season. The Eagles, though, went 12-4. Cowboys tied with us, record-wise, and the Redskins went 8-8. I wonder if we actually tied with the Cowboys. Check out the team schedule. 3-1 in the preseason. We won the opening game, then lost 2. Then we won a whole bunch in a row. Then we lost to the Cowboys. We beat the Cardinals, lost to the Saints and the Jaguars. It beat the Packers, lost to the Eagles, did tie to the Cowboys, and then lost to the Redskins. So not a bad year, I guess. It sucks that we did not, make the playoffs, though. Our quarterback, 4,986 yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. That is a fantastic season. He definitely won Offensive Rookie of the Year after those numbers. Jonathan Stewart gets over 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns, almost gets 1,100 yards. Not a terrible year. Wayne Gallman gets 3 touchdowns there. Marquise Lee, 102 catches, 1,049 yards, 7 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard gets 10 touchdowns. That's not a bad year. Evan Ingram almost gets 900 yards with 8 touchdowns, and Odell gets 1,200 yards with 9 touchdowns. Very good season from all those people. Very good seasons from all those people, whatever. 16 sacks let up from Nate Solder. Really isn't good, but everybody else played pretty well. On the defense, 143 tackles from Vince Gleason. That's a good season. Tackles for loss, 13 from Damon Harrison, 10 from Perry McMillan. But sacks, we got 18 from Olivier Vernon, 6 from Damon Harrison. Okay, wow. 3 interceptions from Janoris Jenkins, 2 from Brayon Oliver, Shaquille Griffin, and Craig Major, and then 1 from Justin March Lillard, Vince Gleason, and B.J. Goodson. I didn't check in touchdowns. I might as well. Let's check some touchdowns. Come on. There we go. Did we get any? We did not. I actually want to see something, though. Did we get a... Hold on. Any kick return touchdowns? 1 from Odell. Marquise Lee was in there, too. Okay, so Odell was the kicker and punt returner, even though I switched it out. Whatever. We were 7th in the NFL on offense. It's actually really good. And then on defense, we were 29th. Okay, so that has to be improved for sure. MVP does go to Deshaun Watson, but I'm sure our quarterback is up there. There he is at number 6. No rookies above him. That is always a good sign. Nobody else from the Giants. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Our guy comes in 3rd. Nobody else from the Giants on that list. Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe Olivier Vernon? Actually, Vince Gleason makes it. I'm surprised Olivier Vernon didn't, to be honest. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to our quarterback. That's what I like to see. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Vince Gleason, but we also have Perry McMillan and Brayon Oliver in there as well. Not bad at all. We should have a lot of experience, so I hope this team can make the playoffs next year. It should be able to, depending on how free agency goes. So 53,000 for this quarterback. That is a ton. 14,000 from Odell, 21,000 from Evan Ingram. A good amount for everybody on the offensive line. That's what I like to see. Down to the specialist, I went all the way down there. Can I go back up to the defense? There we go. 29,000 from the middle linebacker. We did spend, on him at the midseason mark, so that's not a terrible amount. 10K from the outside linebackers, 14K from Olivier Vernon, 10 from Damon Harrison. Not bad at all. I am about to be in free agency here. We have $22.8 million to spend. Who is the top free agent? Delaney Walker is, but Robert Kelly is also here. I might go after him. He would actually be a pretty good running back to go after. Jason Verrett is here. I do not want to spend that many points, though. I would have normally went after him, but I really don't want to spend that many points. Marshawn Lynch wouldn't be a bad player to go after. There's really nobody else that I would really want. I'll let you know who I get, though. I ended up going after Robert Kelly, and I got him. He's an 87 overall, not a bad player. With my first pick in this draft, I'm going with Antoine Hamlin. I'm pretty sure this guy has superstar development. He has a great combine, and he has good top 3 skills. Let's see what he's all about. 80 overall, superstar development. I really hope this guy can play well. My next pick is going to be Dustin Luman. Interesting last name. He's not bad. I'm not sure if he's going to come start, but I'm going to take him anyway. 78 overall, normal development. I guess we reached from where he's ranked, but he's still a very talented player. Exil Johnston is the corner I'm going to be selecting now. Supposed to go early second. I'm like mid first, but I think this guy's worth it. B plus man is great. B minus press is good, and C plus zone is not bad. He's the fastest corner. He's really agile, can accelerate well. Just has a good overall combine. Let's go with him. 82 overall. That is such a good overall, but he has slow development. I think he is still going to start, though. I think he's talented enough. I'm trading up in this draft right now to get another first-round draft pick. This isn't super realistic, but it's whatever. I'm giving the Raiders a second and a third rounder this year and Andrew Adams for the 22nd overall pick. And with this pick, I'm going to be drafting a safety. I just figured the Raiders would probably take him, and this guy doesn't look that bad. It says like he's, wait, hold on, did he go? No, he didn't. Okay, good. Derek Toone, he's a strong safety. It says that he's a early second-round talent, if you look at over there where it says like his projected talent, but then it says he's a mid-first rounder. I don't know. I think this guy's going to be really good. I'm going to go with him. 79 overall, quick development. This guy is a great player. He's going to come start at free safety. Thurman Richards is the next player I'm going with. I think this guy can actually be really good. B minus zone is C plus man, C plus press with a very good combine. I have faith in this guy. 79 overall, normal development. He is a great player. I'm going to start him as well. I have one more player left that I kind of want to draft, Marcus Stone. I don't think this guy's going to come start, but he looks pretty good. He has a great combine and decent top 3 skills. I just want to see what he's all about, really. 77 overall, quick development. This was a very good draft. Pretty much everybody I drafted, is starting caliber, but this guy is not going to start. Okay, I just randomly drafted this dude, and he's actually really good. He didn't even have that great of a combine, but okay. This is a look at the team going into the 3rd season, I think. McNown is now an 93 overall. He is such a good quarterback. I feel like he might win MVP this year. Robert Kelly is here. I hope he can play well. 87 overall. Jonathan Stewart. I think I'm just going to cut him. I think I'll save money. I will save money, so I'm going to do that. Jonathan Stewart's going to be the number 1, and Gallman will be the number 2 there. Odell, Sterling Shepard, Marquise Lee are all still here. Sterling Shepard is still going to be in the slot. Marquise Lee had a good season last year at the number 2. I think he can do that again. This offensive line got better from last year just because we upgraded, just the players. Fluker's an 84, Solder's an 84. We got Young Starting at center, this was one of the guards we drafted. And then Lumen, I think he was a right tackle. He is now playing guard. Evan Ingram is starting at tight end. You know, obviously that didn't change. And then on the defense, Gleason went up to an 86. Toon is starting at free safety. Johnston starting at cornerback number 2. And then I want Richards to start where Shaquille Griffin was. I keep messing up their name. Where Shaquille Griffin was. That's where Richards is. And then this D-line looks pretty good now. Hamlin is here. I mean, it looked good before, but now it looks even better because Hamlin is a stud. And yes, I think this team can do well. Let's see what happens. At the mid-season mark here, we are 5-2, kind of similar to what we were last season. I just hope we can close out now. We are in second, the Eagles are in first, the Cowboys are 3-5, and the Redskins are 1-7. Starting out on the defense here, 4.9 thousand from Toon isn't that bad. 2.9 thousand there, 3.7 thousand there, 5.5 from Gleason is not terrible either. Going back to the offense, our quarterback has 7.3 thousand, Odell 8.2 thousand. Not bad. We have a good amount of experience going around, but we have to bring back Sterling Shepard. I want to do this. He's a good receiver for our team. 87 overall. Let's negotiate with him. We don't have too much money, but I think we can probably bring back all these players. Nate Solder is here. BJ Goodson is also here. I'll give Nate Solder a contract. He actually wants a decent amount of money, but he's not bad. He's an 84 overall. Okay, he's coming back for that. BJ Goodson I will also negotiate with, because you're not bad. You're a starter. Let's see if he wants that. He is taking that. Eli Manning I am not going to negotiate with. I'm sorry. But he's just really not a reason to have him. Riley Dixon I will bring back, though. He's a decent punter. Just see if he wants a 4-year deal. I'm not going to change the contract much. John Jerry I don't want. Austin Traylor, Darian Thompson, I don't want any of those guys there. We made the playoffs. We went 10-6, but the Bears also went 10-6. The Eagles went 11-5, the Cowboys 6-10, and the Redskins 4-12. So let's check out the schedule here. How did we do? 2-2 in the preseason. We won the opening 2 games, lost to the Eagles, beat the Cowboys, lost to the Vikings, beat the Redskins and the Bears, lost 4 in a row, and then 1 out. We won the last 5 games. That was a clutch last 5 games. If we didn't win all those, we probably wouldn't have made the playoffs. I think Aaron Rodgers won MVP, but our quarterback, 4,551 yards, 33 touchdowns, 18 picks. Not a bad season, but that's a decent amount of interceptions. Robert Kelly gets over 1,000 yards. Pretty much had an identical season to what Jonathan Stewart did. Wayne Gallman got 6 touchdowns as well. Marquise Lee, 84 catches, 921 yards, 3 touchdowns only, but Odell gets 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard, 955 yards, 10 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 822 yards, isn't that bad. Sacks, 11 let up from Nate Solder, really isn't that bad. 7 from Rashawn Mahelena, isn't bad either. Decent seasons from all those guys. 151 tackles from Vince Gleason, 109 from Justin March Lillard, and 104 from Landon Collins. 14 tackles for loss for Damon Harrison and for Dalvin Tomlinson. Sacks, we got 8 from Dalvin Tomlinson and Antoine Hamlin. Olivier Vernon fell off quite a bit, having 18 sacks last year. He only has 4.5 this year. Interceptions, 3 from Landon Collins, 2 from Janoris Jenkins, 1 from Vince Gleason, Exel Johnston, Brian Oliver, he didn't really play much, but he still got one, and Shaquille Griffin, he didn't play much either, and he got a pick. Any touchdowns? We did not get any. Okay, so we were 15th on offense. A bit of an underwhelming season, to be honest. I thought this team would play a bit better, and then we were 6th on defense. So I guess the defense kind of played decently. Is our quarterback in this? He actually is not. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Our quarterback is not in that either. Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe we'll see someone from the Giants. We actually don't. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Giants. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We got Hamlin, Johnston, and Toon in there. And then we got Richards in there as well. Not bad. So let's check out the experience. I don't really think we're going to have all that much. But maybe just because of the development traits of our guys. Like 19,000 from the quarterback. That's just because he is superstar dev. 18K from Odell. 10K from Marquise Lee. 9,000 from Sterling Shepard. What about on the defense? Anyone have a lot? 10,000 for this guy, 16,000 for our left end. He should go up very well. 10,000 from Landon Collins, but Richards over here, only 5,000. All right, so I'll spend this quick, and I'll let you guys know what the word is. So the word for this rebuild is Maximus. So if you are still watching, feel free to comment that. I will respond to a lot of them. I'll love them all. You guys should know how it goes by now. But McNown is up to a 97 overall. Robert Kelly's an 88. Odell is a 99. Marquise Lee and Sterling Shepard are both 87s. This guy developed really well. He's an 86 overall now. He's a very good offensive lineman. Evan Ingram is an 88. And then on the defense, if it'll let me go there, our middle linebacker now is an 88 overall. Not bad. Who went up a lot? 86 overall for Hamlin. Only 83 for Johnston. 80 for Richards over here. Landon Collins got to a 95. I'm actually going to put Shaquille Griffin back at the slot because he had a pick and he only had like 15 tackles or something like that. So maybe he can do well in these games. Let's advance by. Actually, let me check out the overall first. Against the Bears, what are we? An 89. The Bears are a 92. So they do have the overall advantage. They might be able to beat us, but I hope we can win. Let's advance by the week here. Can we at least get one playoff win? What happened? We actually lost. Okay, so let's check out the, the score. How much did we lose by? 36, nope, 35 to 26. All right, so it wasn't, that much of a blowout. It was actually pretty close. We are in free agency here. We only have $19 million to spend, though, so we can only really go after a few players. Hunter Henry is the top player here. I'm not going to go after him, but Kenny Clark is here. He's a 97 overall. Keelan Cole, Marshall Yanda, Aqib Talib, a lot of good players here, but they're really in positions that I don't need. Nick Kwiatkowski's not bad. Kwiatkowski, however it's pronounced. Okay, I will let you know who I end up getting here. I got Marshall Yanda, and I actually got Aqib Talib. Look at this contract I offered to Aqib Talib. So, the reason why I didn't go after... Let me actually explain this first. The reason why I didn't go after Kenny Clark is because I didn't have enough money. I really wanted Marshall Yanda, but I couldn't get them both, and I think I'd rather have Marshall Yanda on this team than Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is a great player, but just wanted to let you know that that's why I didn't go after him. I also could have probably went after Hunter Henry, but I didn't have enough money. I would have had to not went after, Marshall Yanda, but I really wanted him. Keelan Cole is also very enticing, but I didn't really need him either. But anyway, let me check out my signings. Look at this contract offer to Aqib Talib. 29 points. He's getting $550,000 this next year, and that's it. No signing bonus or anything. That is such a small contract for a player like him. I am taking a bit of a risk with my first pick in this draft. So what I decided to do for this season is put on the auto scouting thing. I think that's actually a pretty decent idea. Probably going to do that from now on. And these are all the people that the person scouted. I don't know. That the computer scouted for me. A bunch of decent players here, like a good second-round wide receiver. This guy actually looks really talented. This guy doesn't look bad. This guy's actually really, really good, but there's no chance that he'd start. I don't really need him. So what I'm going to do... This guy's actually not bad either. What I'm going to do is go with this guy, who they did not scout because I'm smart. Brian Herrick, but I think this guy can be really good. His type is balanced, right? So if it's a balanced with a good combine, he's probably going to be pretty good, or like a 3-4 tackler. If you find a middle linebacker who's like a balanced or a 3-4 tackler with a good combine, he'd probably be a pretty good player. But if they are prototype with a good combine, that means absolutely nothing. Pretty much for any position, except for defensive tackle. I think defensive tackle is like one exception. But I'm going to go with this guy. I think he can actually be kind of good. 77 overall, superstar development. He is very good. I think I'm going to start him for this last season. So Jotavis Bryant is still here. This guy looks so good. I'm going to go with him. 75 with normal. I think the reason why he is such a low overall is because it's not the correct scheme. But 93 speed on this guy, 90 elusiveness, 93 agility. He's a really good player. The issue with, having the computer scout everybody is that I no longer have anybody else scouted. It literally scouted me like the first round and like half the second round. But I'm going to go with this running back, I think. I'll go with this running back. Why not? 72 was slow. He is really, really fast, though. Obviously, these players aren't going to start. I'm just taking them to see if they're anything special. And I have one more draft pick. I'm going to go with this middle linebacker here. I'm going to see if my, strategy or my argument before is correct. A good combine with a balanced, type. Let's see what this guy's all about. 76 with quick. I was right. So if, their type is not prototype and they have a good combine and they're like a linebacker, they're probably a pretty good player. This guy's actually really good. Computer drafted me Zachary Forsey. Not bad. This is the team for the final season. This team should make the playoffs again. It's just a better version of last year's team. We upgraded on offense. We got Marshall Yanda. He was a huge upgrade to the offensive line. Pretty much any offensive line could take him, I'm sure. I think our players are just upgraded like the same players we had last season. They're just better. And then on the defense, we got Aqib Talib over here. He's a pretty big upgrade. I'm starting Herrick at middle linebacker, who is the outside linebacker we drafted. I think he can play well there. Gleason slid over to right outside linebacker, where he's an 88 overall. Hamlin's up to an 86 now. I think this team can do really well. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We went 10-6 yet again, made the playoffs. We have to take on the 9-7 Buccaneers. So I feel like if we're going to win any playoff game, it'll be this one. The Cowboys went 12-4, the Redskins 7-9, and the Eagles also 7-9. Check out the team schedule, though. 3-1 in the preseason. Won the opening 3 games, lost to the Redskins, won a whole lot more. Lost to the Ravens, lost. Okay, so we lost the last 3 games. That's not a good sign heading into the playoffs here. Check out the stats, though. Le'Veon Bell, 1 MVP. Okay. Our quarterback, 4,785 yards, 34 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Again, a crap ton of yards, a good amount of touchdowns, but a little more interceptions than I'd like. Robert Kelly, though, a better year than last year. 1,235 yards, 12 touchdowns. That's not bad at all. Wayne Gallman actually had 13 rushing touchdowns. Odell, 102 catches, 1,324 yards, 9 touchdowns. Marquise Lee is actually having a very good rebuild, since I've gotten him at the number 2 position, wide receiver position, that is. 94 catches, 898 yards, 6 touchdowns, not bad. And Sterling Shepard gets 1,200 yards with 10 touchdowns. Evan Ingram gets 7. The offensive line, how do they play? Actually really well. 19 sacks lit up. I'm kind of glad Nate Solder has been able to hold his own after that first year. Brian Herrick had 145 tackles. I hope that's enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 114 for Vince Gleason. Tackles for loss, 13 from Damon Harrison. Olivier Vernon looks like he's playing decently again. 14 sacks for him. Hamlin only had 2.5. What even is that? Interceptions. 2 from Derek Toone, Justin March Lillard, Brian Herrick, Janoris Jenkins, and Aqib Talib. And then 1 for Landon Collins and Shaquille Griffin. Okay. Any touchdowns? We did not get any touchdowns. All good. We were 6th in the NFL in offense. Defense was probably like top 15, if I had to guess. 13th. Okay, so just made it into that top 15 category. Le'Veon wins MVP. Our quarterback, though, comes in there at number 7. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Quarterback is number 6. Nobody else from the Giants. Defensive Player of the Year. We got Brian Herrick in there. No rookies above him. That's pretty nice. Jalen Smith is up there. That's kind of cool. He's an 85 overall. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Giants. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to our middle linebacker. That's what I like to see. Best quarterback. Our guy comes in 4th. Okay. Best running back. Does Robert Kelly even make this list? He actually does at number 8. Not bad. Best wide receiver. Allen Hurns wins best wide receiver. Okay. Odell is in that, though. So is Sterling Shepard. Right next to each other. Not bad. Martavis Bryant. It's on the Cowboys. Okay. Best offensive lineman. Actually, before I go into that, what is Kenny Galladay up to? An 84. All right, not bad. Best offensive lineman. Marshall Yanda makes it. There we go. New acquisition. Olivier Vernon is 3rd on best defensive lineman. Best linebacker. Anybody from the Giants? I don't see anyone. Best defensive back. I doubt anybody from the Giants made that. Best kicker. Maybe. Is Aldrich Rosas on here? He is. He made it in there at number 10. Okay, he just barely snuck in. Let's check out the experience very quickly. We have 19,000 from the quarterback. A good amount from the wide receivers there. Not a bad amount from the offensive lineman. Evan Ingram has 10,000. And then on the defense, our middle linebacker, 40,000. Is that a Pro Bowl too? Nope, that's just Defensive Rookie of the Year, and the rest of the experience he accrued over the season. 12,000 from Aqib Talib is not bad. 10K from Hamlin. I'm not really sure how he got anything. Okay, so not a bad amount. Here is a look at the final team, pretty much. I like this team a lot. I think, they are upgraded tremendously from when we started. We now have a 98 overall quarterback who looks awesome. Robert Kelly has filled in pretty well. He's played well. A good amount of upgrade on the offensive line as well. Fluker's an 88. Marshall Yanda is just a great player. He's a 91 overall. Didn't really go out much. Didn't really have to, though. So, yeah, the offense is looking pretty good. And then on the defense, I don't really care about the specialist. Let me go to the defense, please. We got Herrick up to an 86. Not a bad player. Gleason's a 90. Hamlin's an 87. A good amount of upgrades over here. So let's advance this week against the Buccaneers. Can we get a playoff win? Yes, we can. Now we have to take on a divisional rival in the Cowboys. Let me check out the overall first. I always forget to do that. We are a 93. The Cowboys are a 92. So let's see if we can take down, the good old Cowboys. Long-term, rival of the Giants. And we lost. Okay, that sucks. Let's check out what the scores were, though. Did we get destroyed? We kind of got destroyed by the Cowboys, and we won with a decent margin against the Buccaneers. But anyway, that is going to do it for my Giants realistic rebuild. I think it went decently well. We drafted some very good players. We picked up some good players in free agency. The biggest issue with trying to rebuild the Giants is to get a good running back, because there's a lot of high overall running backs who really don't produce all that well. I mean, Robert Kelly has been doing decently. Can't really fault him. But, there's a bunch of good guys that really don't play that well for me, at least. Like Spencer Ware, I feel like has never played that well for me. Or like Alex Collins, the few times that I've had those guys in, past rebuilds or just simulation in general. I feel like they don't play too well. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.